The lion cubs ran toward her, massive, muscular, and wild. But what they did next left every soul at the reserve in absolute shock. They didn't growl. They didn't pounce. Instead, they curled up beside the German shepherd who had once nursed them with her own milk and started to purr. It all began with the mother's rejection. Sirona, a lioness rescued from the brink of death in the wild, gave birth to 2 delicate cubs, but she refused to feed them. She turned her back and walked away. The staff at the White Lion Reserve were devastated. They knew the clock was ticking. That's when a desperate call went out for a nursing dog. And just a few hours later, a family from a nearby town arrived with Sandra, an 8-year-old German shepherd. She'd recently given birth to a single pup and she still had milk to give. This story touched millions of hearts. If it touched yours, let us know with a like, comment yes and subscribe or follow for more amazing stories like this. Back to the story. But Sandra wasn't just any dog. She was loyal, disciplined, and oddly enough, never fond of cats. Yet something in the tiny cries of those lion cubs stirred something deep inside her. As she entered the enclosure, everyone held their breath. Would she growl? Would she walk away? No. She walked right up, lay down, and let the 2 cubs snuggle into her side. They latched on and began to feed. A hush fell over the entire reserve. For the first time in days, the cubs were warm, nourished, and safe. The staff wept. Sandra hadn't just kept them alive. She became their mother. Weeks rolled by. The cubs, Leo and Laya, grew stronger. Their bodies filled out. Their fur thickened. Sandra cleaned them, protected their sleep, and taught them gentleness. She was outnumbered, outsized, and not even their kind. But her love overpowered all of that. Even when their tiny claws scraped her skin, even when their baby teeth bit a little too hard, she never barked, never snapped, she simply endured. Because in her heart, they were her babies. Eventually, they grew too big. Her body aged, her strength faded, and the staff made a difficult choice. Sandra was returned to her human family. Leo and Laya were moved to a bigger enclosure. She looked back once. They watched her go. 2 years passed. The reserve had changed. Leo and Laya weren't cubs anymore. They were full-grown lions now, each weighing over 400 pounds with powerful muscles and wild unpredictability. Then one day, Sandra returned with her owner. Cameras rolled. Staff held their breath. No one knew what would happen. The dog who once mothered them was now tiny in comparison. She stepped into the enclosure. Silence. The lion saw her. They stood up, then moved quickly toward her. A handler reached for the gate. "Get her out," someone yelled. But the reserve director raised his hand. "Wait," he said softly. The lions paused. They sniffed. And then they gently rubbed their massive heads against her. Their tails swayed just like they did when they were cubs. They lay beside her as if no time had passed. Sandra licked their enormous faces. The staff cried. Her owner did too. That night, under the silver light of the moon, Sandra rested beside Leo and Laya, just like before. The director, his voice, barely a whisper, spoke to the camera. What we saw today wasn't instinct. It was love. Even scientists admitted this kind of bond was nearly unheard of. A dog raising lion cubs, rare. But those lions remembering her, welcoming her like a mother after 2 whole years, that was a miracle. This story wasn't just about survival. It was about motherhood that broke all boundaries. About love that time couldn't erase and nature couldn't explain. Because sometimes the strongest families are the ones created by love, not blood. If this story touched your heart, don't just scroll away. Hit that subscribe or follow button to join a family where love knows no species. Leave a comment below because we'd love to hear how this moment made you feel. And if you believe love can cross all boundaries, share this with someone who needs to see.